Well, it's 7:30 and it's been a very busy day. So in the beginning of the day I thought, oh, I've been on this tear lately about how older cameras, anything older than 10, 15 years is not going to be improved by newer cameras. Maybe they'll improve autofocus, stabilization, whatever. But the core video quality, the core image quality is going to stay the same. So then I got into a jag again. I thought I'm going to take my 7D out and do Magic Lantern because RAW, I still feel even low resolution RAW against the best 4K or 6K is still in many ways going to be a more pleasing image, at least to me. But one of the problems I had is I couldn't really focus well. So I thought, oh, I'll just do an experiment where I'm going to set to F8 or F11, sort of get everything in focus, and go to the park and shoot a bunch of footage, which I did. And, then I thought, when I was looking at it, I thought, the color's fine. So I don't even need to worry about that. And so anyway, well, that was interesting. But then I thought, well, if this ends up with 420, compressed on YouTube, and you don't really see the difference, does it matter? What's the difference? So, the usual abyss. Well, and then later, so I went from the the 7D RAW, and I thought, well, I have the SL1, I'll shoot RAW, even though I'll do 1280 by 720, I'll try that out and see if I notice any difference. And I did that, and it still looked really good. And then I shot a little with the EOS-M, which has a very small sensor, well, not a small sensor, but it's sensor optimized for video. It looked really good, but again, 8-bit. Like, part of my face was just a little bit hot, and there's no way to bring it back, whereas you can do that with RAW. In fact, in RAW, I think you'll even see less of that. So anyway, I was doing that, and then SL1 was pretty cool, and it's such a light camera. And then this GH6 here, I thought, I'll put some of those speed booster Nikon lenses on it, and it's such a cool look. Right now I'm shooting on the 12 to 35 2.8, but yeah, those other lenses just give such a cool look. And because the GH6 has this internal sensor stabilization, I didn't really have to worry about it. It's enough stabilization for me. So bottom line, well, anyway, I forgot. This is the point I wanted to make, is that when I got the SL1 working, I went through all the steps this guy recommended for RAW shooting, and when I did that, I thought, I should just go back in the 7D and do the same thing, because it should have focus peaking during recording. So it did on the SL1. Like, it didn't, the display wasn't full, so it's very jittery, but you could at least, it was like 5 frames a second or something, but you could do the autofocus. So yeah, I found on the 7D I had one of the settings set to transparent overlays while shooting, and that overrode the global draw. So once I set off on that, then I could focus in the 7D just fine. So I don't need the 7D I don't need to worry about focus now. I can focus while filming. And then the other thing is, like, one thing I've always had an issue with the 7D is if I want to do something like this, I can't focus it. But I thought, I'll just use my cell phone. I'll put on like selfie mode, put it behind the camera, and peek and see when I'm in focus. And that worked great. So I'll have some of that for you later. So yeah, so what I learned today, I learned that yes, 7D, SL1, like all these old Canon cameras with Magic Lantern, shooting RAW, just a beautiful image. I still prefer it over, well, not prefer, but it still holds its own. It's still just as nice as it's ever been. There's nothing wanting from it, in a way. And so yeah, there's that. And then on the GH6, going back to these sort of speed booster Nikon lenses, again, a great look.